Ain't a liquor shade over there.
Nah.
Man, let's use it to rotate down, but it is a question on that.
All right, shalom, shalom. First off, of all praise, honor, and glory
unto Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, Hakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and the women who follow. Hey, so coming back out here to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, prophesy, again the downfall of America. All right, to let the people understand, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know that we are the true children of Israel, according to the Bible, according to the scriptures. All right, and that Babylon is America, and that it will be destroyed in the third world war, which is going to be a nuclear war. All right, so with that being said, let's jump into Revelation chapter 6 from the jump.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard.
Hold on. Because it said the Lamb opens the seals. The Lamb is talking about YAHWASHI. All right, can we get some scriptures to prove? Read one more time.
And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals.
Keep going.
And I heard, as it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, Come and see. And I saw, and behold.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 5, and verse 5. And one of the elders said unto me, Weep not. Behold, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to open the book and to loose the seven seals thereof. And I beheld, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, and in the midst of the elders, stood a lamb as it had been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of the Most High sent forth into all the earth.
Yeah, man, speaking about YAHWASHI, who was slain for the nation of Israel, all right, for the remission of sins, YAHWASHI. Who's that Lion of the tribe of Judah that the Bible speaks of? That, going back to the last week, when the brother brought out, who these people are on the sign are today, going into Judah, when he spoke about YAHWASHI, speaking about the Lion of the tribe of Judah. All right, that lamb is speaking about YAHWASHI.
Can I grab the scripture?
Yeah.
This is John chapter 1, verse 29. The next day John seeth YAHWASHI coming unto him, and said, Behold, the Lamb of the Most High, which taketh away the sin of the world.
Yeah, Kal Halal YAHAWAH, the Lamb of the Most High, which take away the sin of the world. Why? Because a lamb is for what? What is a lamb for?
Sacrifice.
For sacrifice. And he sacrificed himself, all right, for us, for the elect. All right, I'm not saying that we are the elect, we are the hopeful elect, but for us as Israelites, and mainly for the elect of Israel, is who the Lord laid his life down for. You got something else?
I just no, that was on point.
All right, move on.
Revelation 6 and verse 2. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer.
Right, again, speaking about YAHWASHI, and he was sitting on a white horse, which that white stands for purity. Okay, that's why the so-called white man takes on the moniker of being white, because that white. Can we get like the etymology or some of the for white? To symbolize being pure. Go ahead.
This Google definition, it says white represents purity or innocence.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the bride shit.
Right. Being pure, being innocent. Well, yeah. Go ahead.
Let me read it. Yeah, come on. It says, while a bride wearing white was often thought to convey the bride's virginity, blue was once a traditional color worn by brides to symbolize purity. It says, white is bright and can create a sense of space to add highlights.
Yeah, so you get something else?
In Western culture, white is the color most often associated with innocence, purity. In the Bible and in Temple Judaism, white animals such as lambs were sacrificed to expiate sins.
Hey, there it goes. So that white is basically is clean, all right, and that's why the so-called white man takes on the moniker of being, so-called white, because he's not clean, he's not pure, but he wants to hide his intentions. So we all see that he's his skin is translucent, and he's a shade of red because his blood is showing forth through his skin. But that's why he calls himself white, and that's why he calls us black. Can we get black real quick?
The color black can be linked with death, mourning, evil magic, and darkness, but it can also symbolize elegance, wealth, restraint, and power.
But it notated the bad connotations first, right? The bad connotations, right? Because they want to associate us with evil, with with bad things, and associate them with good things. So when they're ruling, so that when they're over us, it seems right that the good guy is prevailing. The good guys are winning, and the bad guys are losing, so to speak.
Might start calling Edomites black men.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon.
Right. There was a red horse that went out. And we just spoke about how the so-called white man isn't white, how he's red. This red horse is representing Esau, Edom. Okay, go ahead. You guys, go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis 25, verse 24. It says, And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau.
Hey, he was red all over like a hairy garment because his blood showed forth through his skin. Okay, and that's what we know as today as the so-called Caucasian nation. Okay.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Yeah, power was given to him to take peace from the earth. Hey, Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Can we get that real quick, Baba Shah?
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, and verse 24. It says, The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is it?
Right, because he's not the true ruler of this world. So he had to cover the faces of the true rulers of this world, which is, again, going back to my previous point, why he calls himself white and why he calls us black. All right? Why he iconoclast and knocked the noses off of certain images. Why he poured acid on the dark images to distort their features. Why he takes on the moniker of being a so-called Jew. All right? To take our heritage, all right, and cover our faces, so to speak. To call, to come up with the name Jesus. To throw the people off. He's covering the faces of the judges. If not, where and who is he? If it's not the so-called white man, right, who's doing all these things, who's running the world, who has a so-called new world order in plan, all right, who has the what's called the with your boy, that's the World Health Organization, the other one,
the
World Economic Forum. Who's running all these forums? Who's leading NATO? All right, who's the guy who's the mastermind behind the world? All right, it's not hard to look for. Who's the billionaires? Yeah, we got a couple sprinkled here and there, but they all paid off. And look, as Kanye was a billionaire, look what they did to him in one day, broke him down. They built. What your mama say? I brought you into this world, and I can take you out.
Yeah.
Esau brought them into their world, and he can take them out at any time.
Yep. And that word wicked, just to further prove what the brother's saying, it goes into the Hebrew word rashai, which goes into a criminal, one guilty of a crime. Esau Edom is guilty of touching the apple of the Lord's eye, removing landmarks, changing the ordinances upside down. So he's the number one criminal on the earth. That's why Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is the wicked.
What's that scripture? It says like, who is thy sword?
Psalms, I believe Psalms 18.
Yeah. Can we get that?
This is the book of Psalm 17 and verse 13. It says, "Arise, O Lord Yahawah, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword."
Hey, going into what he just said about the wicked, right? And then being my sword. Read that one more time, Bible Michelle.
God. It's Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
There was given to him a great sword. That sword, Esau Edom, all right, being the sword of the Lord. All right, can we get that? His gift? These scriptures, we didn't put this together. The Most High put all this here and put all this information within this book so that we can read within and without, here a little and there a little, and put the piece together and then bring it to the people. Go ahead.
This is Genesis 27, verse 38. "And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother."
And so by the sword shall he live, and he had the fatness of the earth. So he had the rule of the earth. Another fact proving this is speaking about Esau.
Just to finish.
Yep.
And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Hey, we gonna keep that in mind. It says when he has the dominion, when Esau Edom has the dominion, he's gonna break that yoke from off our neck. All right, go ahead, Bible Kushai.
Revelation 6:5. "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard..."
Can we get balances
Balances as in...
in the blue letter?
Oh, okay, come. Okay, that word balances is Sean G 22:18, which is a yoke that is put on draught cattle. It's a metaphor used of any burden or bondage as that of slavery.
Exactly, because that's what the black horse is. It's talking about slavery. Okay, we just read that Esau. Can we get? You still got that in Genesis, Dr. Shaw? Yeah. Read that one more time.
Genesis 27 and verse 40 says, "And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck."
Read that definition for balances.
It says, for balances, the definition is a yoke that is put on draught cattle, a metaphor used of any burden or bondage as that of slavery.
Yeah, because when we were in slavery, they had us by the neck. There was like a like a metal ring that would go around the neck, and then a pole that would separate us, and it would be from one neck to the other, and we would have to walk with that yoke around our neck. They had the other ones were like it would come up and it had like a bell, so if you move, go ahead and show the camera. Yeah, so they had another one, like I said, it would like come up into like spikes, and it would have like a little bell. So if you tried to run or if you tried to move, the bell would go off as like an alarm. All right, so hey, Esau put us in slavery. This is what it's speaking about. This is, and these are not necessarily the same time periods. These are different time periods. All right. Speaking, of course, of YAHAWASHI, getting ready to come back and deliver us. Of course, the so-called white man Esau Edom coming into power, and then changing us from our state to slavery. Can we get a servants on horses?
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Yeah, man. The servants on a horse. A horse is a representative of a higher stature, a higher societal hierarchy. Okay, that's why when you on Django, Stevie said, "Who is that nigga up on that nag?" Because you didn't see a slave, a servant, somebody a lowborn, so to speak,
on
a horse, on a nag.
So it's a nigga, horse.
Anybody see a nigga on a horse? Okay, but it said I seen servants on horses, and who's the servant? It said was princes walking in the earth?
Yep.
And princes walking on the earth. Who are the princes? Are Yashar Allah, Israel, Yah being he, Shar being prince, Allah being power. He is the prince of power. Okay? So we are those servants walking, and they are the we are the princes walking on the earth, and they are the servants on the horse.
Revelation chapter 6.
Yeah,
because it even said in Genesis that the elder shall serve the younger. You know what I'm saying? Proving that these are indeed servants, but they're just put in a position, like the brother mentioned, they're put in a position right now to rule over the anointed people, being Israel, because we went off.
Revelation chapter 6 and verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny.
Yeah, so that's a representation of food, and cheap food at that. Because when we were in slavery, they had to sustain us. They had to, keep us going. So they fed us cheaply, which is why Jake to this day is eating all abominable parts of the pig, things of that nature, because nobody really ate the pig. That's why they gave it to us. And now we eating the pig from the rooter to the tutor. Eating, all the discarded parts. Even Issachar, ate the discarded parts of cows, the cow tongue. Why? Because nobody wanted to eat the cow tongue. So they gave it to us. All right, now we eating intestines. We had to make out the best of what we could, but we had to sustain life so that today the elect can come out here and do this work. Because our descendants, that was us in slavery. We had to eat those abominable foods in slavery, or we didn't eat. It's not like now when they say well, what else can you eat? Because
Right.
now we actually have options.
Right.
Back then we didn't have a choice. But now we have an opportunity to keep the law, the dietary law, that is, amongst other laws, but speaking on the dietary law, we have an opportunity to keep it to the fullest of our ability.
It says, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.
Yeah, man. So that this word can be preserved. The oil, the wine is speaking about the word, the wisdom of this Bible. Okay? Matter of fact, it's at Matthew 25.
Yep, I got it right here.
Yeah.
This is Matthew chapter 25, verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them.
Yeah. So it said the 5 were wise, they took their oil, and 5 were foolish, they had no oil. The oil being a representation of this word. All right. And really that word being within you and it resonating within you, and then your actions showing it. Okay. And it said the 5 were foolish and they took no wine. Or it's like they took no oil. All right. They played with this thing. That's what it is at the end of the day. This is deadly serious. We're going on a journey, all right, for salvation, and you ain't bring no oil with you. Go ahead.
While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept.
Right. What happens when you slumber and sleep? It's nighttime. All right, go ahead.
And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh.
Hey, so now it's time to go. It's go time.
Go ye out to meet him.
Hold on. It's go time. Hey, go time is soon approaching. Let me say that again. Go time is soon approaching. So we have to make sure we have our oil with us, which is knowing these scriptures, okay, believing in these scriptures, and acting these scriptures. And it's not about being an Israelite for 48 to 72 hours a week. All right? We need to eat, sleep, breathe, okay, exist this. All right? This truth needs to be coming out your pores. You need to sleep this truth. Wake up to this truth. Pray this truth. Swim in this truth. Hoop in this truth. Whatever. Go ahead.
So Romans 13 verse 11 says, and that knowing the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for our salvation is nearer than when we believe.
Hey man, it's getting nearer and closer every day, man. Every moment. Every day, every moment, every hour is an opportunity, all right, to serve the Lord, to push forth his glory, to push forth his name.
It says the night is far spent, the day is at hand.
Hey, the night is far spent. What does that mean? All right, if it's 24 hours in a day and it's 11:30 at night, the day is far spent. Most of the day is over. We're getting to the end of the day, so we're getting to that hour, man, where we're all going to be tried. And if you ain't got that oil in you, if you ain't got, this word in you, if Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI is not in you, that's right. Yahawah bahasham YAHAWASHI. Yahawah being the true name of the Heavenly Father, all right? YAHAWASHI being the name of the one who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, if that's not in you, then you're not going to make it in those times. Go ahead.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light.
Hey, so we got to put on the armor of light, man. What is armor for? All right, armor is you're under attack. All right, if you're wearing armor, then you're probably under attack. It's wartime. And you need that armor to deflect the blows that are coming at you. This is spiritual warfare. All right, demons, all right, temptations, Satan, devils, the so-called white man, the NATO, the NATO army. Hey, we in some perilous times right now, man. If you read in the news, or if you watch like that show Redacted, or a couple other shows, It shows, man. It's a lot of so-called migrant workers here that are more than likely they're fucking NATO soldiers, and and they're here as a sleeper cell. And once that sleeper cell awakens, it's gonna be the time of Jacob's trouble. It's gonna be a serious time. So hey, right now is a high time to wake out of sleep.
We saw 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. It says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not that your own selves, how that YAHAWASHI HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. And I brought that out, because, like as you mentioned, that the spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of Yahweh Shai in us. And that's really where our faith is going to lie when the time of Jacob's trouble comes. We have to deal with these foreign troops, as the brother mentioned. We have to deal with these perilous times that the Lord had mentioned in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. It says Yahweh Shai has to be in us. So not know any Joe Schmo who ain't been meditating upon the Lord, upon the prophecies, seeking salvation, calling upon the true names. There's no way that you're going to be able to make it in those times except the Lord Yahweh Shai be in you. That's to all the fellow Akian wa Aguaf as well as ourselves, man. Unless you be reprobates, because the reprobates in the 2/3, they're going to be taken and they're going to be overcome by the things to come. So we, as we say often, Lord willing, we are part of that number that's able to overcome these times, man. Little by little now up into that, to the major stage, But yeah, that's all I say.
Hey, and Satan is seeking whom he may devour. He's working on a major scale, like going back to what the brother Isaiah said the other day about how demons are coming in trying to upset things, man. Hey, the other night, I was, how you be in that state where you you woke, but you ain't really woke up yet. You sleep, but you're pretty conscious. And hey, and just as a testimony, I ain't nobody, I ain't shit. But just to give a personal testimony, I had these fucking thoughts going through my head, like like man, why don't you just give up? You ain't. Why are you even here? What do you did this, you did that, you did this, you did that. Kind of punching down on myself. But then I had another thought. What you gonna do? You've already forsaken the world, and the world has already forsaken you. You ain't got nothing else but this truth. I ain't got nothing else but this truth. I ain't got no choice but to go for it. This is the decision that I made. Hey, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, I pray that it's a decision that He made for me to stay and to remain in this truth. My daughter don't know nothing but this truth. She would be lost without her cousins. Who am I to tell her that her cousins ain't her cousins no more? But these thoughts are going through my head, and I didn't succumb. I got the mindset. I'm like, I gotta fight. Fuck this, man. Satan is trying to throw me off. Hey, and he's gonna come in, and Satan will try to throw you a bone. Hey, just like we say, the Lord throws a bone. Satan will throw you a bone and try to get you to go off. I had situations that happened to me just this past week like that. Satan tried to get me. I seen the attack though. I was able to. But that's how he'll try to tempt you. He knows your thoughts. Same as the Most High knows your thoughts, and that's his job to get you to go off. But hey, we all gonna be tested to see our resolve, to see if we really want this thing, man. We just gotta stay firm. But we gonna get back on subject. Go back to Revelation 6, Papa Bashar.
It's Revelation chapter 6 and verse 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse.
Let's go back.
Okay. Okay. Back to, okay.
Like verse 5.
This is Revelation 6 and 5. And when he opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine."
Right. Talking about slavery, talking about feeding us cheaply, and preserving the word. Go ahead.
And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see." And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him.
Right, death and hell follow with them. Go ahead.
And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth.
With hunger, all right, because the fourth horse is speaking about famine, all right, and it's gonna be some perilous times, man. It's no wonder, the price of eggs has damn near doubled. Cheese is doubled. Commodities are going up. All right, chicken farms are suddenly disappearing, and it's H1N1, and all these different factors, man. All the food prices are raising. All right, we're coming down to the end. Going back to what we were just speaking on, we're coming down to the end, so everything's not going to be readily available. You got something? Famines and earthquakes and
That was what.
yeah.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24.
Sorry, I wanted to one in second Ezra. Say the second Ezra, don't it?
Yeah, 9 chapter.
This is second Ezra, chapter 9. And yeah, verse 3. It says, that's up the top. Yeah. It's second Ezra 9, verse 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself."
Hey, know what time you're in, man. That's very important. Hey, or at least have a good idea, because hey, even the apostles and they thought the 2000s, they thought that was the time, but we're in 2024. Hey, me coming in again, I ain't shit, but just giving my personal testimony. Coming in 2010, 2011, I thought it was the end. It's 2024. But they ain't went nowhere. The apostles still here. Lord's will, they remain. I ain't going nowhere. Lord's will, I remain. We still here, but we know and we understand. We can see the prophecies now. All right, the picture is a lot more clear, because we knew what the prophecies were, and we seen them afar off, and we can see this devil, all right, setting up everything he needed to do to enact this new world order, now called the Great Reset. He rebranded himself in this time to the Great Reset.
Yeah.
But now the dominoes are set up. All right. Now, like I said, the troops are coming in. The dollar is about to crash. The World War III is closer. Oh my God. Because when we first came into this thing, we could see the World War III was right there. All the signs were right there, because we've been at I can't remember the name or the technical term for, it's like a quiet war, almost like a backdoor war with Russia, for years now. A cold, not a cold war, but pretty much a proxy war. Yeah, it's WADA. A proxy war with Russia and with China. But now it's heating up, and everything's getting physical. All right, you have people talking about a draft for men and women. All right, as far as Germany is concerned, you have the BRICS nations uniting themselves. All right, to be a equal and eventually a more imposing force to America. Everything is lining up. All right, so now, as the brother said, now is the time nearer than when we believe. So, hey, know the time. Go ahead.
Hey, in the Habakkuk it says at the end they shall speak and not lie.
It shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come and shall not tarry.
So back in 2nd Ezra 9 and verse 1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, man. So know the time, all right, and be prepared.
It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Hey, look at all the protests with Free Palestine. You know, and again, there's also talks about like those Black Lives Matter style protests coming back again. All right, and we know who set that up. All right, the so-called white man. All right, he's just gonna do it all over again. Hey, and this time, Lord's will, it does turn into sedition among men and invading one another. Go ahead.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before them, even from the beginning.
Hey, Khan. That didn't mention the famine that I was looking for, was the whole point of coming here. So, Baba can try to go get that famine that you had before. But, hey, even with that being said, you know, the time that we're speaking of, famines are going to be in there. Can we get the definition of a famine?
I'll say you real fast. Oh, no, not
A famine, the definition of a famine is an extreme scarcity of food, a shortage of food. It says a famine is a widespread scarcity of food caused by several possible factors, including but not limited to war, natural disasters, crop failure, widespread poverty, an economic catastrophe, or government
Government what?
government policies.
Government policies, the weather. Go back.
Yeah, it kind of says is including but not limited to war.
The World War III is going on. All right, there's an embargo with Russia. Russia is refusing to send its mineral resource to America and to the various places around the world. All right, so the soil can't be furnished the way it needs to be. All right, to allow the plants to grow. So that helps with famine. Go ahead.
Natural disasters.
Hey, look at these powerful tornadoes that come through here. We live in Omaha. All right, there's something called the Omadome. All right, which is basically a theory that says Omaha doesn't get hit with tornadoes. Everything around it gets hit, but everything doesn't get hit because we have Offutt Air Force Base over here, which if there's a national emergency, the president comes here. So it's a belief that they use HARP to keep the tornadoes out of Omaha. But the tornado's been hitting Omaha this year. All right, volcanoes going off, earthquakes, big earthquakes happening now. Go ahead.
It says crop failure, widespread poverty, and economic.
Hey, the disparity of the 1% and the 99 is getting bigger and bigger and growing every day.
Yeah, there is no middle class.
There is no middle class. Nigga, you either rich or you're poor. And these bitches want to argue about a six-figure man. Bitch, nigga, we can barely put food on the table to feed ourselves as a society. Not just as a black man or even as a white man or any other kind of man. Everybody's struggling.
an economic catastrophe?
Hey, because the dollar's about to crash. What happens when the dollar crashes? Then you have what's called inflation and hyperinflation. During hyperinflation, you can go to a restaurant and by the time you check out, the prices have already raised. You got to get paid every day because the money value is going to go down. So you're getting paid daily, like you should. But hey, during World War II, it's like after World War One, in the Weimar Republic, which is based in Germany, when they had hyperinflation, they had wheelbarrows of money to buy a loaf of bread. It was cheaper to burn the money than to buy logs for fire. You might as well just burn the money. When it was Zimbabwe, when Zimbabwe experienced hyperinflation, they had $1 trillion bill. Because who wants to walk around with a barrel full of money that's $1 trillion when you can just print $1 trillion bill? But that made the hyperinflation go up even more. Because now you got to print more of those.
Right.
Those are the times that's coming to America. Maybe not, having a wheelbarrow full of money because the MOTB system is already set up to pivot to the CBDCs.
Technically, your wheelbarrow full of money is on the card now because, as you mentioned earlier, as this inflation is hitting, prices of things are going up, but the job's not paying any more to match it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have, essentially, you bring in a wheelbarrow full of money, get some eggs, get some bread, to get meat, to get this and that, the things that you need to continue to live.
Exactly.
And this is exactly, Esau know what he's doing, man. He's blatantly crashing this dollar. Eventually, it's going to switch over to this MOTB, this RFID microchip, to where, nigga, if you go with this program, you ain't got to worry about struggling. You're going to eat. All you got to do is get this incision. What's that nigga, Fruity Pie, man, the WEF. Yuval Noah Harari.
Yeah.
He said pretty much want things to be subdermal, which when you look it up in the Google, it means something inserted under the flesh, man.
Yeah.
Right? So this is what the times are coming to.
And then the last definition on here, or the last cause, was government policies.
Hey, at the end of the day, man, the dollar ain't dollaring like it used to dollar. Trump coming in office, hey, the Apostle to Heart just did the lesson. Trump's coming in office and he wanted to change. He wants to go back to hangings, the firing squad, and what else?
Guillotines.
And the guillotine. Why? Because, can we get that scripture real quick?
Yeah.
And I'm bringing that up because we're going to reference it here in the when we jump back into Revelation. But Baba Kashah. These are governmental policies. All right.
So
governmental oppression.
People are damn near begging for Trump right now, opposed to Biden. Biden is bombing right now.
Hey, Biden did his job. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Run the fucking economy up. All right. And so that the people would beg for change.
This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of YAHAWASHI and for the word of the Most High.
Hey, because we're going to have brothers who lay their life down for this truth. And that make that ultimate sacrifice.
And which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither have received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with YAHAWASHI 1,000 years.
Yeah, man, because the elect's not going to take that MOTB. All right? We would rather die than take that MOTB because we know and understand that we're going to be raised up. All right, we can jump back into chapter 6.
Revelation chapter 6 and verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the testimony which they held.
Right. Speaking of the original apostles, you know, Paul, Peter, you know, John. When you read into their deaths, matter of fact, can we get that real quick? How the first apostles died? They all were martyred, and you get the deaths and you get the word martyred.
Okay.
The etymology of the word martyr is one who bears testimony to fate, especially one who willingly suffers death rather than surrender his or her religious faith.
Hey, yeah, and that's what they did. You know, they were persecuted for the name of Yahweh bahasham YAHAWASHI. All right, and they gave their life in various different gruesome ways.
Mm-hmm. Says specifically one of the Christians who in former times were put to death because they would not renounce their beliefs.
Hey, and we're not gonna give up that name Yahweh bahasham YAHAWASHI. You know, you have these other Israelite groups who have already denounced the name of Yahweh bahasham YAHAWASHI. Won't pick up the name, won't put on the name. You know, speak ill of the name. But we're going to continue to praise that name.
And make lies up about the men of the Lord. Because Stephen was a perfect example of that. Yeah, false, what was it? I forgot what it said. False accusers came up because he was teaching in the name of Yahweh bahasham YAHAWASHI. He took his charge, man. No, I have that John for you if you listen more to that. It's Mark,
what?
the John beheading.
No, I wanted the actual, like how they actually died.
Like search something on the internet or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just to give you a rundown, quick rundown.
Yep, it starts with James. It says the only apostles who martyred them is recorded in the New Testament in Acts 12 and 1 through 2. King Herod, likely Herod Agrippa, had James, the brother of John, killed by sword.
Speak up.
It says, I'll read James again. It says, James, the only apostle whose martyrdom is recorded in the New Testament in Acts 12 and 1 through 2. King Herod, likely Herod Agrippa, had James, the brother of John, killed by sword. Then it goes into Peter and Paul. Clement of Rome reports that the martyrdom of both Peter and Paul towards the end of the first century, and says, it doesn't say. Oh, it says, it doesn't specifically on this.
You got something? Come on, y'all.
How the apostles died. You have Peter says tradition says that Peter died in 64-68 AD during Nero's persecution of the Christians. He was crucified upside down on a cross. Andrew was crucified on a St. Andrew's cross. The cross has the shape of an X. Let's see. James, the son of Zebedee, died in AD 44. He just read that one. Beheaded by King Herod. John, it says one tradition says John was on the Isle of Patmos before he was released and went to Ephesus where he died. Philip died by hanging. Bartholomew was flayed to death with knives.
Dang, his skin was spilled.
Matthew. Is apparently is nothing. Tradition says he died, but there's no specifics of how. Thomas says that he was martyred by a spear. Let's see. James, the son of Alphaeus, says he was stoned to death, but another tradition says he was clubbed to death. Thaddeus died via arrows. Tradition says that Simon the Zealot was crucified. And of course, we know what happened with Judas. You know, that was.
So they're all being murdered.
Yep.
Okay, all being, brutally killed for the name of the Lord. All right, for what they believe.
Yeah, because they were all executions. It
There
wasn't
were,
just like people came and killed them. No, it was executions. Like,
exactly. That's the perfect word for it, an execution. Like, can we get back in?
Just saying, the Maccabees, with the woman with the 7 sons, that was another example where they didn't denounce the Lord, and they pretty much paid the charge by way of death.
Revelation chapter 6 and verse 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
Yeah, man, the righteous blood is crying forth, man.
And white robes were given unto every one of them.
There goes that color white again.
Yep.
Okay, referencing what? The purity. Because we are the pure ones. We are the ones who deserve that moniker as white. Not as our skin tone, all right, but as to our character, as our morality, all right, our belief system that the Most High has instilled with us. Because as the scriptures say, that's what separates us from the nations. Can we get that real quick, Bible Kashaf? In Deuteronomy? Wisdom inside of the nations?
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6.
Let him get it.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. It says, Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
Can you go back up one?
This is Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahawah my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Right, and that's why we're able to wear those white robes. Okay, it's Can we get the scripture with palms in their hands? Not the one in Second Ezra, it's the other one. You know what I'm talking about? It should be in Revelation.
Yeah. So Revelation chapter 7 and verse 9. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all kindreds and nations, and all nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
Right, clothed in white robes, all right, and palms in their hands. Speaking of the elect, all right, the 144,000, all right, which is the prophets, the men who sigh and cry for all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof, all right, and the innumerable multitude, all right, the men, the women, all right, the children, all right, the help, all right, the friends of the prophets, all right, the people who help support this thing that we got going through the spirit and power of the Lord.
And cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our Lord, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb.
Revelation 6 and 11 again. And white robes were given unto every one of them. And it was said unto them that they should rest yet for a little season, until their fellow servants also and their brethren that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled.
Right, because there's going to come a time of persecution. All right, can we get because the devil is a roaring lion seeking who we may devour.
This is 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour.
Yeah, man. The time is coming. The time is coming when, this devil is going to roll on us. Matter of fact, can we get lift up a standard? The end becoming like a flood? Because we're not going to always be able to just be out here and speaking to you about this. There's going to come a time of action, all right, when these devil plans are being enacted, all right, and everyone's going to feel the flame, not just us, but definitely us, because we are the target, all right. We are the word, we are the Lord's mouthpiece, and we must be quieted.
This is Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Yeah, and the Spirit of the Lord is going to lift up that standard. You are going to have men endowed with the spiritual powers. But hey, as the scripture said, some men will be beheaded for this truth. So we have to be prepared for both. Yeah, you know, what do they say? Prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. Because we can get either or. Hey, and Kal Halal YAHAWASHI, if we receive either or. These are perilous times that we're coming into.
Revelation 6:12. And I beheld, and when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as a sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind.
Right, and speaking of the missiles, go back and read that verse again one more time.
Verse 12, it says, and I beheld, when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake.
What is that earthquake? When those missiles hit the ground, you're gonna feel it. All right, that's a lot of force of a missile coming out the ground on one side of the earth and coming all the way to the other side and feeling that impact, going into outer space and then coming back into, you know, this plane, into this heaven, and smacking the earth. You're gonna feel that earthquake. You're gonna feel that rumble in the various different places around the world.
So they coming with maximum effort.
Yeah, right. Maximum overdrive.
And the sun became black as a sackcloth of hair.
Right, and it's saying that it's gonna block out the sun because of the missiles that are being shot. All right, it's gonna shade it almost, shade it. You know, so many missiles are gonna be shot.
And the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casted her untimely figs.
Right, so if you like have an apple tree, or if it's a fig tree, or cherries, you know, and you shake the branch, what's gonna happen? You know, all the fruits are gonna fall, and that's how this earth is gonna feel when all these missiles are bow, 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 bow. One hit Chicago, one hit Dallas, one hit New York, one hit Los Angeles, one hits Houston, one hits Miami, one hits Omaha, one hits Seattle, one hits the various different places around the country. That's how it's gonna be. That's what's coming to this earth. That's why we have to be prepared spiritually to depart. Can we get come out of her, my people, and then the other one, no. Yeah, depart, the water. Oh, I want to depart first.
This is Micah chapter 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
Yeah, man, this place is polluted. There's nothing for us here. Okay? So we have to spiritually separate ourselves from America. Yeah, we live in America, but we don't associate ourselves with America. Okay? We have to survive in America, but we're going to thrive in the spirit. Okay?
Yeah, as you say, in the world, but not of the world.
Huh.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. It says, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Yeah, man, that's the salvation. Because when it says come out of her, my people, we're going to literally come out of America, all right, and be translated into those ships, all right, which people ignorantly, ignorantly because they don't know, ignorantly call UFOs. The so-called UFOs, which those are the chariots of the Lord, all right, spaceships, all right, just not little green aliens and what's known as UFOs, all right, those are the angels in those ships, all right, and that's how we are going to be saved from the missiles, all right, from the third socket, from the Great Destruction.
Verse 13, Revelation 6 and 13. And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
Yeah, it said that the heavens came together like a scroll. All right, that's that mushroom cloud that's gonna happen when the missiles hit here in America. Let me show a picture. Yeah, if you look at an old school picture of a scroll, you'll see the one side and the other side. It makes two halves. All right, and when you scroll it, when you bring them together, it looks like that mushroom cloud. All right, which is all the sediment, all the earth, all the show of force, all the smoke, all of that in one, and it's a representation. Hey, and those clouds can be huge, taller than skyscrapers, taller than mountains. You're gonna be able to see it from afar. Go ahead. Read that part again.
And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together. And every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
Right, because of the force. Like we said before, the earthquake is going to pound America to dirt, to powder, right? And the various places around the world. Go ahead.
And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
Right. So you're going to have everybody taking shelter. Everyone's going to go into their bunkers. All right, you have the so-called white man. He has all these bunkers that they set up around the world. You have your doomsday preppers. Some of them have their bunkers that take those big storage units, put them in the ground and fill them up with supplies and food and water to try to wait out the destruction. But it's not going to happen because America's never going to be inhabited again after this. Can we get Revelation 13?
So Revelation 13 and verse. I started 12.
Yeah.
So Revelation 13 verse 12, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, which
that's it. No, Isaiah 13. Oh, okay. That's it. Revelation 13. Isaiah 13. Pinnacle, brother. Pinnacle.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention.
Pinnacle. Inside joke.
I'm sure we started.
Talking about the destruction. It's never going to be inhabited.
Oh, okay. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 14. It says, and it shall be as the chase robe. And as
go down.
Down some more.
To the destruction.
Isaiah 13, verse 17. Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children. And Babylon, the glory of the kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah, how was Sodom and Gomorrah destroyed? all right, with fire and brimstone. That's the same way America's going to go out, all right, with that same fire and brimstone.
And it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their folds there.
Yeah, so if you think that you're going to wait out the destruction or go into your bunker here in America, man, you sadly mistaken. All right, that can't save you. Nothing's going to be able to save you, bahasham YAHAWASHI. If you're an Israelite from one of these tribes on your father's side. All right, and the Spirit of the Lord, bahasham YAHAWASHI, is working with you.
Like Revelation?
Yeah.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 16, it said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Yeah, who's going to be able to stand in that day, man? Nobody. You know, it's a rhetorical question. Who can stand up to that day?
That was it to that chapter.
Con. Hey, so that's all I had. Somebody else wanted to take over.
This is the point of blowing the trumpet, right? Right, to blow the trumpet, which is what? Sounding the alarm for the prophecies that are coming to pass. All right?
You got war drums going right now.
Hey, that's what it's going to sound like in that day when the missiles is hitting America.
This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city?
Right, right. So it says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and shall not the people be afraid? All right, this is that trumpet that's being blown, that trumpet of prophecy. All right, this is the real music, man. All right, as it says in the gospel, you know, hey, it tells us that what you will have Isaiah 62:6, the Most High set up watchmen. All right, the watchmen are what? To stand up on that high tower and to blow that trumpet to let the people know, hey, there's war coming. The Most High is about to send His Son YAHAWASHI to destroy this place. Now, going into the real music, when you go into the gospel, can we get that where it says, we have piped and they have not danced, right? Because there's a lot of nonsense going on right now that's captivating the ears of the people. You got first and foremost, the number one popular thing, was kind of fading out now, is the Drake Kendrick thing, right? Then you got things going on amongst these celebrities, right, where people are pretty much giving more attention to that than opposed to the prophecies of the Lord, man. Like the brother mentioned earlier with Russia, Russia's on a whole new plateau of wanting to go to war with America now, man. Okay, if you have that in our gospel, we get that.
This is Matthew chapter 11 and verse 17. Verse 16. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the market and calling unto their fellows, and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented.
Right, this is not the music, this is not the tune that our people are really jamming to, in the sense of getting in league with them and following these words, man. Not our words, but the words of this Bible, right? Our people, like your brother mentioned, this is the type of music, just as an example, that our people are dancing to. When it comes to prophecy, things that concerns life and death, our people are not concerned with it. Most people are not concerned with it, right? You can continue on in that.
For John came neither eating nor drinking, and they said he have a devil. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, behold, a gluttonous and a wine bibber.
And you know what? A main reason, it's like it's kind of going back up, a main reason reason that our people are not dancing to this music is because there's not an immediate reward, right? When we speak about the kingdom of heaven, we speak about this place being destroyed, these people on the sign being raised up in their glory under YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, ruling, as it says in the book of Isaiah, the 60th chapter, things of that nature. You don't see it. As it says, can you get that afar off? Right? It's afar off, so this is nothing for our people to dance to. They're not paying attention to it, man. Okay? But this word, can we get what's that? John 6 and I want to say around 67, right? I'm gonna get this John first, because the brother made a point earlier, which why I'm referencing it. You know, is us being pulled out of the world and being called by YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. All right, it's like, where else am I going from this point? Okay, because this is the only music that any of us should be dancing to, man. Okay, well, I want to get that. I believe it's 6, verse 68. Oh no, you can start from here.
This is John chapter 6 and verse 67. Then said YAHAWASHI unto the 12, will ye also go away? Then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life.
Right. This is the words of eternal life, man. As I quoted just a minute ago, this word holds it's life, and this is a life or death situation right now. And us right now as a nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as being the only people that can be preserved from this destruction, having that chance, why wouldn't you want to get busy to this, man? Where else you gonna go, right? These things that we behold, the things that we see, the things going to work, so on and so forth, getting these paper dollars, that holds so much weight. But when it comes to this word, it says what is make you richer than having rubies, man. Roughly paraphrasing. This is where the true money at. This is where the true music is. This is where true salvation is, right here in this Bible, man. There's a whole book of Psalms, where Psalms correlate with music, with songs, man. Poems. All right? Because we're not talking about the ways of this world. We're talking about the ways of the scriptures, which hold the ways of eternal life, man. Right? It says YAHAWASHI, whom this world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He said what? I am the way, I am the truth, I am the light. This is the only way to go, man. So you can get that, bro.
This is 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 8. For if these things be in you and abound, then make you that ye shall neither be barren nor unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord YAHAWASHI Mashiach. But he that lacketh these things is blind and cannot see afar off, and hath forgotten that he was purged from his old sins. Wherefore the rather, brethren,
I call it that, but I mean, Matthew 24. It says, my master grade is coming. As we mentioned, there's no immediate reward for hearkening unto this word to our people, man. All right? Because the Lord said in the book of 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, he is long suffering. So there's no benefit to our people to come unto this word and to serve the Lord, man. Okay? Yeah, we did that.
Matthew 24 and 46. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you, that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But, and if that evil servant...
Hey, that's one of the great benefits of serving YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, in truth and in sincerity and in doing what he said. Okay? Go ahead.
But, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when you look it not for him.
Right, and this is more speaking of individuals that understand the truth or know the truth. You know the name, you have the names, but it's just taking too long for you. But this is the same spirit our people are in. This is why our people, they follow every wind up under the sun, man, as opposed to the scriptures. Okay? But that trumpet is being blown to the point where it says in the scriptures, there should be no cloak for their sin. Because we're out here, starting from my elders and apostles on down, been teaching this word for what, 30, 40 something plus years? And and you still got an abundance of wickedness amongst Israel going on, that shows how the Most High, for one, he's not dealing with a lot of people. And on top of that, how he gave everybody a fair shake. As an Israelite, he gave you a fair shake to come and serve him, man. So most people out here, they chose the path. That path is the way of, as it says in Matthew the 7th chapter, that way of destruction, man. All right?
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many,
and it's like it says, enter into the straight gate. We're gonna talk to the So it says enter in at the straight gate. That straight is talking about not straight as in S-T-R-A-I-G-H-T, but straight as in S-T-R-A-I-T, which is times of difficulty, distress, calamity. You know, there's going to be hurdles you're going to have to go through. That's that straight gate. But hey, that's following after the Lord YAHAWASHI. Because what did it say? That he was left as an example that we should suffer as he suffered. So that's another reason some individuals may see, you know, how the elders and apostles are persecuted, how the men of the Lord are persecuted for the word's sake, and they don't want no parts of it. They rather just keep living their free, happy life. As said in Maccabees, they call it the ordinances of the heathen because it's easy, right? There's no restrictions. There's no struggle, so to speak.
yeah, so I got this word straight in the interlinear. This is Strong's G 4727 stenos. It says narrow, straight, from obstacles standing close about. So basically, you know, as the brother was going into obstacles. It's an obstacle in your way, man. It's a hard time. Let me see if I can get it in the etymology.
Hey, because now I think about it, the Apostle Paul, when he was talking to Timothy, what he said that this is the gospel of affliction, right? And it said also that these afflictions were appointed unto us. So that means you come into this thing, as it says in Sirach 2 as well, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. So it's not going to be an easy walk, but we're serving the Lord, man. As it says in Sirach 4:28, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. There's going to be fightings and strivings we have to deal with walking this path, man. And who said it was going to be easy? Who said it was going to be a walk in the park? Who said that everybody was going to accept this journey, man?
Yeah. So in the etymology, it's narrow, not wide, or tightly pulled, strict, extracting stern, constricted, narrow.
Okay, so
to bind or to draw tight.
Yep. Hey, so with that being said, it says to draw to be tight. It's a narrow. We can get that this book of 2nd Ezra. So it's going to be a narrow path. Hey, and when we go through this,
Second Ezra chapter 7 and verse 6. There's also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad hill, and is full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
Right, the entrance thereof is straight, as the brother read the definition where it correlates with narrow. Right, it says the entrance thereof is narrow. Go ahead.
Like as if there were a fire on the right side, and on the left a deep water.
Right, meaning that there's going to be adversities we got to deal with. There's going to be hurdles we got to deal with. Ultimately, we're under the curses already. You're going to have to deal with something. But as far as serving the Lord, there's going to be adversity that comes with it. Okay?
And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
Which means what? That every man individually that serves YAHAWASHI and runs into that straight gate is going to have to deal with their own tailor-made hell, so to speak. Okay, one man can't suffer for another. You have to, as far as serving the Lord, you got this brother may be going through something that he got to deal with to make him stronger in the Lord, as well as every other brother, man. Right? This is why we don't rely on man. We rely on the Lord. And what comes with relying on the Lord is knowing that we're going to suffer in the midst of it, man. Go ahead.
If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the dangers set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
Hey, going back to it's not going to be a walk in the park for none of us, man, and especially coming out of the world, because it says in Sirach, it says every man from his youth is given unto evil, right? So that means we what? It says neither could they make fleshly hearts for stony, which means what? We had to break from that rebellious mindset that we were raised up in to serve the Lord. Can you read the last part again? That's why I mentioned it.
If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
Right, because we were taught in the world what? In the sense that everything was going to be, things that were going to be, weren't going to be that hard. We weren't taught the true dangers, man. We weren't taught the truth of the scripture, so we didn't know that coming into this ministry, being raised by our parents, as far as following the Bible, that we were going to have to go through it. They make it seem like everything's going to be peachy when you serve the Lord. Okay, everything's that's why you got these whorehouses. Okay, which they teach us to be happy and joy, which we do joy, but there's a pain and suffering that comes with it, man. We weren't taught that. We were pacified most of our lives, man. Okay? So it says that how should he be able to how should he be able to inherit that kingdom lest he face the danger set before it, man? Right?
Based on what you just said, how we weren't taught. This is Ezekiel chapter 2 and verse 10. He spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and it was written within there, lamentations and mourning and woe.
Right. So, hey, that's one thing we weren't taught. We weren't taught that a lot of things that we see happening and things that have happened in the past. That's what the Bible is. Lamentation, mourning, woe, and saying also what? That's the spirit. But hey, we weren't taught that we were going to have to go through things, and we weren't taught that things were not going to be easy as hell. All right, that picks up good. That picks up good without it kind of muffled.
This is 2 Ezra 7 and 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight, that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say.
Right, hey, the condition of the battle. Can we get that 1 Timothy, I believe 1 and 17, right? The gospel of affliction, right? Because this is a condition of the battle. It says that we were going to walk into this, man, right? Like the brother brought out in 2 Ezra, the 7th chapter. How shall we be able to inherit that kingdom unless we face the danger set before us? All right. What you call for? This is the gospel of affliction. Right? We were taught happiness. We were taught prosperity. We were taught to love everybody, and that's not part of the gospel, man. The gospel is, hey, like the brothers mentioned earlier, there was going to be a separation. Not only a separation between the nations, but even within the nation of Israel, there was going to be a separation of good and evil. You were going to have men that were going to serve the Lord. You're going to have men that were going to serve the world, man. Matter of fact, can we get that in the gospel? Can I serve the Most High in Mammon? You got that.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 8. Be not therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord, nor be his prisoner.
And as we stand here, as we've been raised up in this gospel, we're not ashamed to speak the things that come out of the scriptures. We're not ashamed to say, hey, we're going to suffer. We're not ashamed to bring out the different laws, statutes, and commandments that may not be suitable for this world. Right, going into the great thing that's not accepted by the world, even though it's in the scriptures. We bring out the facts. All right, going into the laws on that particular thing to grape someone, which simply means to grab up. Okay, that's taken in a negative light, but we're not ashamed to bring it out because it says we're supposed to speak this truth, man, with no schisms, no partiality, right?
But be thou partaker of the afflictions of the gospel according to the power of the Most High.
So you know what you're signing up for, right? Yeah, you can read it again.
But be thou partaker of the afflictions of the gospel according to the power of the Most High.
Right. It says be partaker of the afflictions of the gospel. Because nobody said that when you start serving the Lord, everything was going to be high five worthy. Right? All your works are not going to be accepted because what? We're coming out of the world. So you're going to be afflicted. You're going to have to burn off your impurities, and it's going to hurt, man. Okay? So it says to be partakers of these afflictions. These same afflictions that our Lord YAHAWASHI, whom this world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, went through, man. Right? Being that lamb slain for the elect of the nation of Israel. Being that holy sacrifice without blemish. It said it 3 times. He said 3 times. He asked, is there another way that he can go about it? Roughly paraphrasing, right? Because he didn't, he was as a man as we are, man. But he endured through that persecution that he went through, and ultimately was crucified for these people on the sign, man. He didn't complain about it when he found out he had to just go through with it. So why should we? And what it says in 2 Corinthians, not 2 Corinthians, where it says these light afflictions that we have to deal with. It's nothing in comparison to the Lord, man.
Yeah. This is Matthew chapter 6 and verse 24. It says, no man can serve 2 masters, for he will either hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Right, I want to bring that out because our people, people have chose who they're going to serve. At the end of the day, you can't be in the church saying, "Oh, praise Jesus," but at the same time, you're not holding the dietary law special. You're committing adultery, right? You're secretly slandering the next man when that's abominable to the Lord. All right, that's you pretty much you're serving the left hand side, man. To serve YAHAWASHI is to serve him in truth and sincerity. Means going through the scriptures, keeping things to your best abilities. Okay, seeking to be reproved as we are. We seek to be reproved because that's what's going to keep us from serving the left hand, man. Right? And in a video, I want to say it was in that video that you had sent through. You're not going to be able to be like this is concerning the body of Yasha, the house of David. But you're not going to be able to be a man of the Lord in front of people, in front of the brothers, Shalom on the camera saluting. Then you going off and you doing whatever it is that you want to do that's according to the flesh, man. That's serving 2 gods, and the Most High says, "I'd rather you be hot or cold, man." Okay, so but the Most High really requires us to be on fire for Him, to serve Him. Okay.
It says you cannot serve the Most High and Mammon.
Right, you ain't gonna be because you're not gonna be able to be a superstar in this world and then serve the Lord at a top-notch level, or what I'll say with all your might. Right, you got to serve the Lord. Go up into the world and do what you do there. But you can't play the fence. All right.
Y'all got the definition right here.
Okay, you go ahead.
This is Strong's G3126. Mammon is treasure or riches, where it is personified and opposed to the Most High. I'll read it again. Sean G 31:26. Mammon is treasure, riches, where it's personified and opposed to the Most High. So you're valuing money or riches or fame more than you're valuing serving the Lord. That's basically mammon.
Okay, so next.
I ain't have a lot, but I do want to say something.
All right, hey, so with that being said, want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahawah, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham.
Want to send double honor to our elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and safety to the elect occupant out there. Much love to the few sincere women out there that are subscribing to the true doctrine of Yahawah Shem Yahushai. All right, with that being said, Shalom.
Shalom.